Shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High and His only begotten Son. I'm Brother Josiah here with the Watchman 144, and today's study is called The Beast from Sheol. Let's get straight to it. First verse we will be reading is Revelations chapter 17, verse 7 and 8. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. So it's calling the fourth beast, which is the fourth empire in Daniel's dream, it calls it the beast that ascends out of the bottomless pit. So what is this bottomless pit that the beast is going to ascend up out of? Go into the Strong Concordance and look up this bottomless pit. The Strong's number is G12. And let's read the Mount's definition. It says abyssos. It says bottomless. Place of the dead. Let's get the Thayer's definition. Bottomless, unbound, the abyss, the pit, the immeasurable depth of Orcus, a very deep gulf or chasm in the lowest parts of the earth, used as the common receptacle of the dead, and especially as the abode of demons. And if you look at the Good News translation, and it says, the beast was once alive, but lives no longer. It is about to come up from the abyss. So this word bottomless pit is translated into the abyss. The Strong Concordance tells us the abyss is the receptacle of the dead, and especially as the abode of demons. So the beast is coming up out of the pit. This is why it says in verse 8, the beast that was and is not. When John was given this message, it was during the time of the Roman Empire, and the beast was in the bottomless pit during this time. So let's get Luke chapter 8, verse 30 to 31, and then we go jump over and skip to 33. And Jesus asked him, saying, What is thy name? And he said, Legion, because many devils were entered into him. And they besought him that he would not command them to go out into the deep. Then went the devils out of the man and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep place into the lake and were choked. The demons besought him not to throw them into the deep. And if we look at deep, right, in a Strong Concordance, it's that same word G12. It's not talking about the ocean or the water, because the devils actually jumped into the water after they was put inside the pit, right? So we know this deep is talking about the abyss. Now, if you look at this same verse in a Good News Translation Bible, it says the demons begged Jesus not to send them into the abyss. They did not want to be cast into the abyss, which is the place of the dead, the abode of the spirits. Now, remember, this is the same abyss that the beast is supposed to ascend out of, right? So let's look at abyss in a encyclopedia. It says, according to the same notion, the earth was founded upon the waters, or at least had its foundations in the abyss beneath. Under these waters, and at the bottom of the abyss, the wicked were represented as groaning and undergoing the punishment of their sins. This was the deep into which the evil spirits in Luke 8 and 31 besought that they might not be cast, and which was evidently dreaded by them. Let's get another definition, right? Let's get the Hastings definition of abyss. The Jewish eschatology of the time of Christ conceived of the abode of the departed spirits as a great abyss, in the midst of which was a lake of fire, intended primarily as a place of punishment for the angels and giants, and accordingly for sins. The abyss existed before the creation and was the home of the various enemies of God, such as the dragon, the beast, and in the New Testament, it is used only in Apocalypse, AV, bottomless pit. So this definition is saying that the New Testament, right, conceived the idea, the abode of the departed spirits, as a great abyss. This was the home of various enemies of God. And it's saying that their home was the abyss. What did they call the abyss in the Old Testament? Let's get Numbers chapter 16, verse 30. But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth and swallow them up with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. Okay, so this is pertaining to Korah and Moses while they were in the wilderness. And we know this story, right? That God opened up the ground and they fell into the pit. Let's look up that pit in the Strong's Concordance. And it's H7585. Sheol. And it says Hades, or the world of the dead, as if a subterranean retreat, including its accessories and inmates, grave, hell, pit. Let's read the Brown's Drivers Briggs. Sheol, underworld, grave, hell, pit. The underworld, Sheol, the Old Testament designation for the abode of the dead. Remember when we read in G12, it says abyssos, the place of the dead? So this Sheol, right? Sheol is synonymous with the words underworld, grave, hell, pit, right? Sheol is the underworld, right? The abode of the dead, just like abyssos in G12. So let's read Sheol in Encyclopedia. It says, according to the notion of the Jews, Sheol was a vast receptacle where the souls of the dead existed in a separate state until the resurrection of their bodies. The region of the blessed during this interval, or the inferior paradise, they supposed to be in the upper part of this receptacle, while beneath was the abyss, or Gehenna, Tartarus, in which the souls of the wicked were subjected to punishment. So Sheol is the place of the dead, and the abyss is where the fourth beast is going to ascend up out of. The fourth beast is not going to come from America, not going to come from the UN, not going to come from Rome. It's going to ascend out of the bottomless pit. So in this bottomless pit in the New Testament is called the abyssos, but in the Old Testament, this same place is called Sheol. So let's get the next verse. So let's go to Revelation chapter 20, verse 1 through 3. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season. So if you look at this Strong's number, right, for this bottomless pit, it goes back to abyssos, right, G12. And this bottomless pit is the same place where Satan is going to get cast into. But then at the same time, this is the same place where the beast, the Antichrist, is supposed to ascend up out of. This beast is going to ascend out of Sheol. Right? So let's get our next verse. Let's get Revelations chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Now, some people will say the beast in 11 and the beast in verse 1 and verse 2 are 2 different beasts. No, it's not. It's the same beast. It's separating the false prophet and the Antichrist from the 10 horns. It says the beast had 2 horns. Who are these 2 horns representing? For the false prophet and the Antichrist. They are going to come out of the pit. One part of the beast comes out of the sea, and the other part is coming out of the earth. The word Sheol is talking about the place in the abode of the dead. Now, this is where the 4th beast is coming from. It's coming from the bottomless pit. The beast is not coming from the west. The beast is not coming from Europe, UN, or America, right? I'm Brother Josiah here with the Watchman 144, and we just completed the study, The Beast from Sheol. Hope you guys were educated, and I hope to see you on the next one.